Hey everybody, welcome back to Drive Next. Hey, I'm your host, and today we've got something really exciting to talk about. The all-new 2026 Honda Ruckus 350. Now, you might be familiar with the old Ruckus as that little fun, rugged scooter, but this new model has been upgraded and reimagined for a whole new class. Over the next several minutes, I'm going to walk you through absolutely everything from styling to performance, interior comfort to pricing and then give you my final verdict. So buckle up, or should I say, helmet on. Let's dive in. From the moment you lay eyes on the Ruckus 350, you can tell Honda has taken the original scrambler scooter aesthetic seriously and elevated it. The front view immediately grabs your attention. Aggressive LED headlights with a pair of round projector lamps framed in a bold, upright grille. The front suspension legs are beefy, with exposed fork tubes and protective covers that hint at this machine's tougher than average character. Below, the front fender is slim and minimal, leaving a lot of wheel visible, giving it that rugged, off-road vibe. There's a skid plate-inspired lower trim, giving a sense that this scooter is built to take a few knocks. The turn signals are integrated neatly, almost flush, and don't look tacked on. They look designed in. Shift your eyes to the side, and this is where the Ruckus 350 really shows off its proportions. It's muscular but still slim, with aggressive angular bodywork over the engine and chassis. The exposed frame elements give it a raw, mechanical feel, not hiding what's under the skin. The fuel tank, or fuel area, cover is sculpted with angular lines, and side panels flow back into a stepped seat design. The wheelbase is compact, but the wheels are large, with chunky tires that seem ready for both pavement and light trails. The exhaust is tucked up neatly, with a heat shield that blends into the bodywork, and the ride height is taller than what you'd expect from a standard scooter. The combination of blacked out elements, contrast highlights, and purposeful lines gives it a modern scrambler look that feels fresh and bold. Looking back, the rear view reinforces that rugged look. The taillight is a slim LED strip that hugs the trailing edge of the tail section. Beneath, there's a sturdy rear fender that juts downward, giving the feeling that the bike is ready for splash and debris. The rear turn indicators sit just below, and the rear suspension setup is visible. Dual shocks or upgraded suspension components depending on trim. The exhaust outlet is angled slightly upward, giving a purposeful stance. The license plate holder is integrated without feeling like an afterthought, and the overall rear design balances nicely with the front to give the Ruckus 350 a cohesive, purposeful presence from every angle. Inside, or more precisely, the rider's interface. Honda hasn't gone overboard with luxuries, but that's not the point of the Ruckus 350. When you swing your leg over and sit in the seat, the first thing you notice is that everything feels purposeful and connected. The seat is firm but well padded for short to moderate rides, and there's enough room to shift forward or backward for differing rider heights. The footrests are wide and grippy, and the handlebars are upright, giving you good leverage and control. The instrument panel is a modern digital display, clean, legible, and fully backlit, offering speed, RPM, fuel, gear indicator, if applicable, and other useful trip information. The switch gear is mechanical and tactile, with standard indicators, high beam, horn, and mode buttons. The mirrors are compact yet offer a sufficient view behind you. The gas cap is easy to access, and there's a small storage cubby or possible USB charging port under the seat or side panel, depending on trim. It's not a luxury tourer, but everything you touch feels solid, functional, and well-engineered. Underneath that rugged shell sits performance that genuinely surprises. The 2026 Ruckus 350 is powered by a liquid-cooled 350cc single-cylinder engine, a step up in displacement from its earlier versions. Expect around 30 to 35 horsepower, exact figures may vary by market, with a broad torque band that brings usable power at lower revs. That means you're not waiting until high RPM to feel push. It feels responsive in daily riding scenarios. The engine is mated to a CVT transmission, smooth, automatic, but tuned for a sporty feel. Launching from traffic lights, you'll feel brisk acceleration, and the Ruckus 350 handles that with confidence. In terms of handling, Honda has enhanced the suspension to match the more capable engine. The front suspension is a telescopic fork with generous travel, giving you confidence over bumps and imperfect surfaces. At the rear, dual shock absorbers, or optional upgraded monoshock in higher trims, deliver composed damping and control. The frame is rigid yet light, giving the Ruckus 350 a nimbleness that makes it easy to flick through corners or weave between cars in urban settings. Braking is handled by disc brakes front and rear, possibly with ABS, giving reliable stopping power. The contact patch of the wheels, and the grip of the tires, allow you to push a bit harder than you might expect for a scooter. And despite the rugged looks, it feels polite and predictable in real-world riding. Fuel economy is another strong point. While exact numbers depend on your riding style and local tuning, you can expect mid to high 30s to low 40s mpg, or the metric equivalent, enough to make city commuting very friendly on your wallet. Range on a full tank should be generous enough for typical urban use. Now, pricing. Honda will likely offer multiple trim levels for the Ruckus 350, a base or standard model, and perhaps a premium or off-road leaning variant. In markets like the US or Europe, we might see the base starting somewhere in the mid to high thousands of dollars, or equivalent in euros. For example, something like USD $6,500 to $7,500 for a base, and $8,000 to $9,000 for premium, depending on options and extras, ABS, upgraded suspension, cosmetic packs. Given Honda's reputation, the pricing will aim to be competitive in the small displacement adventure, scrambler, maxi scooter segment. In Europe, the pricing in euros might be comparable, likely in the A-negation 6,000 A-negation 8,000 range depending on market taxes, import costs, and options. Financing packages, warranties, and dealer support will also factor in. You can expect Honda to support the Ruckus 350 with a warranty, a likely 1 to 2 years standard, possibly extendable and widespread dealer support, given Honda's strong presence globally. As we approach the finish line, let me share my hands-on impression and final review. The 2026 Honda Ruckus 350 takes the quirky, fun DNA of the original Ruckus and lifts it into a more serious, usable, and modern package. Stylistically, it nails that scrambler meets urban rugged look, with aggressive lines, exposed frames, and purposeful touches. The front, side, and rear views all work together to present a cohesive, bold statement that doesn't feel half-baked or overly styled. Inside, the ergonomics are practical and well-sorted, and while it's not luxury, every component feels solid, functional, and thoughtfully laid out. Performance-wise, the bump to 350cc is a meaningful leap. That extra displacement gives you real usable thrust, not just for city commuting, but for occasional open stretches or highway slips, where legal. The handling is confident and agile, and the braking system gives you security when you push harder than usual. Suspension, frame, and chassis all feel tuned to balance fun and utility. Fuel economy remains a strong point, keeping this machine efficient enough to appeal as a daily rider. When you pair that with a pricing strategy that's likely competitive, the Ruckus 350 becomes a compelling option in its niche. It's a machine aimed at riders who want something more playful than a scooter, but less intimidating or heavy than a full adventure bike. It fills a unique space, and Honda has the brand strength, dealer network, and engineering credibility to make it a serious choice. If I were to nitpick, there are a few things to watch. The seat comfort on longer rides might be limited as this isn't aimed as a long-distance tourer. The limited wind protection, without a windscreen, you'll feel buffeting at higher speeds. Storage is modest and you won't carry full luggage, only small essentials. Optional features like heated grips, small fairing accessories, or better wind protection would be welcome extras. But none of those are showstoppers in a package like this. So, summing up, the 2026 Honda Ruckus 350 is bold, fun, and practical. It bridges the gap between scooter convenience and scrambler flair. It's not for everyone, but for those who crave character, usability, style, and Honda reliability, this could be a dream ride. If you like what you've heard, drop a comment below and let me know what features would you want in your ideal Ruckus 350. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more detailed reviews from Drive Next. Thanks for riding along with me, and I'll see you in the next video.